Hi, I'm Alice. I just recorded for like nearly 20 minutes for this video already, and I'm restarting because I was just kind of talking, and it was a big nothing burger I came to the conclusion of, so I'm restarting right now. But, introductions first, I suppose. Hi, I'm Alice. I am an independent VTuber here on YouTube and on Twitch and wherever the fuck else exists, I suppose. But I wanted to take this time today because, I've been putting off making this video for the better half of almost 2 weeks now. And I couldn't really tell you why. But I guess that's a good segue into my first point. But, this video's kind of a peek into me of my state of mind, I suppose. That's probably going to be the name of this video, at least. But this is a very different video, obviously, from what I do. I like posting funny, silly little highlight clips or videos, whatever it might be, right? Gameplay stuff, right? I don't really do talks like this normally. I think I maybe have before. I can't even remember. But I wanted to take time today to finally get this video out because it's hard for me to do anything. And maybe you watch this video, or maybe someone out there watches this video and can find some sort of, and maybe you can relate to it, or maybe you understand some part of it, right? Or hell, maybe you just have this on autoplay, and this is just playing in the middle of the night as your YouTube's just on autoplay and you're sleeping. Who the fuck knows? But this what I'm doing right here, right now, recording, is one of my favorite things to do. Being a content creator, being a VTuber is one of my favorite things I do. Going live on Twitch genuinely brings me a lot of joy. I get a lot of joy out of it. It makes me really happy. And, sorry, I'm not really gonna be expressive with my model, because I'm just kind of bunched up on my chair right now, just talking. I'm not really going to be using my expressions, just because I wanna talk and get this stuff out. I might put, like, gameplay stuff over the screen, I don't know. But it's hard for me to do, enough size again, it's hard for me to do what I'd like to do, let alone the stuff that I need to do, but I don't want to do. To the point where I can't do anything I like half the time. So VTubing is one of my favorite things to do, as I just said. But it's difficult to even go live some days. Not because streaming itself is scary, or because my computer can't handle it, or whatever other fucking reason. Just because of my own self-motivation. For whatever reason, it doesn't exist anymore. I just don't have it. It's a miracle that I even get my classwork done for college. But it's difficult to do even what I enjoy. And I can't explain why. But I just don't have the motivation to do shit these days. It's hard for me to go live sometimes, and God knows it's difficult for me to sit down and edit a video with my motivation not being existent, and my computer not liking me editing, just because it's not built for editing, it's built for gaming. Fuck. It's difficult, and that blows, because it's my favorite thing to do, and I hate not having the motivation to do it. But, I don't know, whenever I think about YouTube or Twitch, I've never been one to really, like, follow what's popular or relevant. because I don't want to just hop on whatever's popular and meta and get ridden to the top from there, or even just get like more quote unquote popular from there, right? Because that's not my style. I know I should if I want more people to see me and recognize me and watch me, but it's just not the stuff that would bring me joy or make me happy. I just want to be able to be a silly little guy. I want to be able to sit down and play what I want to play, talk about what I want to talk about, and have people along for the ride, not because of what I'm doing, but because of who's doing it. And God, I don't even know if this video's gonna see the light of day. This video's gotta be so difficult to watch. God knows how difficult this video's gonna be to sit down and watch for people, if anyone watches it, right? I really like I like this, with what I've built, what I've grown to here. There's definitely been times where I see stuff happen in the content creation space, and it bums me out. I guess a part of my motivation with content creation comes from, for years now, fuck, am I coming up my 3rd or 4th year anniversary? I genuinely can't remember. Shit, I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head, fuck. But I've seen people who are small indies like me, and they pop up, and they blow up within days or weeks or just a few months, and get hundreds of followers, or even like thousands sometimes of followers. When they do either, this isn't me calling out people, by the way. This isn't like me saying like, oh, they shouldn't have that following. I'm sure they're very nice people. I'm sure they're very good content creators too. But when they do like virtually nothing and they blow up seemingly for what seems like no reason, and for years I put my heart and soul into streaming and making my content as fun as I could. And I don't know. It blows. And I know there's a lot of other people out there like me who have been at this for a while and just can't get a footing on anything. And that blows, right? Because I hate bitching about this, because it makes me sound, I feel like it makes me sound self-entitled or ungrateful. And maybe it does. I don't mean to come off like that, right? Because I'm not saying, oh, I should be popular, I should be bigger, but it's very demotivating, is what I'm trying to say, to see that I for years, and at this point I really slowed down my game with it, right? Because at this point I'm like it's not going, me being on that grind wasn't really going anywhere, right? And so that's really slowing down my motivation. But it's very demotivating to see that for like the first like 2 years or so, I was really putting my heart and soul into every stream I did, or as often as I could. I was really putting a lot of energy and effort worth into my stuff, while still being as real to me as I could. And going virtually nowhere. I've been doing this for what? Fucking nearly 3 years now. I think it's coming up to 3 years. Doing this for nearly like 3 years now. 3 full years. And I just hit 300 followers not long ago. Which, you're on. I'm very thankful for, to everyone who is following the Twitch. Genuinely, I can't express how happy it makes me that I hit my 300 follower goal before my 3-year anniversary. That does make me really happy. And recently I've been trying to start way more realistic expectations for my channel growth. Um, but it's very difficult and demotivating to see that I put that the stuff I tried to do for years, and then someone new pops up on Twitter, and they make like 3 little engagement posts of whatever it might be, right? And they get thousands of Twitter followers in a day. They get hundreds of Twitch followers in a day. And I've sat there, I'm like, I've done that shit in the past before, and it took me nowhere. And I know there's, again, a bunch of other people who have also, been in my shoes, I'm sure. Also, I hear my dog barking. Sorry. I know there's a bunch of other people who've been in my shoes. And probably who feel the same as me. Or maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm drifting in the ocean all alone. Thank you, Virgil. And so that really puts a dampener on my motivation to do anything content-wise a lot of the time. Because I've seen that stuff so often recently. And this is my favorite thing to do. I love this. And I really want it to work. But I've lost so much motivation to not just do what I like to do, just for anything in general, right? There's so many days where it's just so difficult to even just like get out of bed. And I can't explain why. It's just some days I just like I'm sitting in bed. I'm like I could just sleep through today and no one would notice and it would be great. But I know that there's stuff I got. Sometimes, whether it be, like, it's schoolwork that gets me up, or it's stuff of I have to hang out with people that gets me up, whatever it might be. Or sometimes I am just able to get up out of bed. And sometimes I don't get out of bed. Some days I do just sleep the entire day. And where was I even going with that? Shit, I don't know where I was going with this. I know that. Oh fuck! I have schoolwork to do today. Actually, speaking of which, shit. It's what is today? It is October 12th of 2024. Halloween is my favorite time of year, and I for the past several years I've always have gone in like the Halloween spirit. Like, it's October 1st, and I feel the Spooktober hit. I feel the scares, and I'm like, yes, best season is here, finally. And this year, I just haven't been able to get into it. I'm sitting here, I'm just like, just another day on the calendar, another day on the chalkboard, another day passes by, and that's scary. Is growing up really just realizing that every day ends up blurring into each other? And none of it actually embodies too much. Because that's horrifying. I don't like getting older. I don't like growing up. I started this shit when I was a kid. I started my first YouTube channel, which is, I think, deleted entirely now. Was maybe when I was like 12, 13. And it was just private, like, unlisted videos I would share with my friends. But it was like my favorite thing to do back then too. It was one of my favorite things to do back then, of using PlayStation 4 share factory, using my really shitty capture card on my really shitty laptop to record like Wii U games. I remember begging my mom for months and months and months for like Christmas or birthday, whatever was coming up at the time, to get me a capture card so I could record Zelda videos, because my dream, my first big like dream as a creator, quote unquote, was to make Legend of Zelda 100% walkthroughs. That was what I was really wanting to do. Because Twilight Princess was like my favorite game back then. It's still one of my favorite games to this day. It's still one of my favorite games to this day. I love Twilight Princess so much. And back then, I really liked the idea of uploading Let's Plays, like all my favorite content creators back then did. And nowadays, I just kind of upload whatever, like, silly video I can at this point, right? And I just stream whatever I find fun that day. I don't really do that kind of stuff for content anymore. But my point being, ever since I was a little kid, I really enjoyed doing content creation. And I started this channel. Well, this iteration of my channel, at least. I've started this version of my channel. I started as Alice Zero. I started VTubing. Well, almost 3 full years ago now. So what was that be, like 2021 still? October of 2021, and then 2022 would be 1 year. 2023 would be 2 years, and so yeah, 2024 is 3 years. So back in 2021, I started this little self journey as a VTuber because I didn't really know what a VTuber was back then. I think like with some of the few first VTubers I saw, one of them I knew was Ame from Hololive. There's some like they would appear on my TikTok feed. I know that's how I discovered what a VTuber was. And I remember just one day I said screw it, and I found Vroid Studio on Steam. I think it was on Steam at the time. I think it was before the update came out though. The really friendly it was like still the beta version of Vroid Studio though, I know, when I used it to make my first ever Vroid model. So I remember God, fucking UI sucked ass, I remember. But I went and used it, and I made my first model, and I did my first VTuber stream on October 31st, Halloween of 2021. I started this as a kid, at 16 years old. And the past 3 years have been very surreal to go through. Because what now? I'm 19. And a lot of my life has changed since. A lot of my life has changed. I've changed. The way I do stuff has changed. But there was something that clicked with being just doing streams and then being a VTuber. It just clicked in a way that nothing else I ever did on, like in content, in recording or in streaming. It clicked in a way that nothing else ever had yet. And so it really sucked. And my model has practically not changed at all, really. My hair stayed the exact same. My outfit is changed. But I've had this outfit for most of my career now. And I've had the elf ears for most of my career. I've had this exact version of me for most of the time now, with subtle differences here and there of maybe of like eye textures, of the face makeup changed a little bit. I've added a bit of more texturing on the actual body itself. You can see a bit on my shoulders. You can see a little on my nose a bit. But what was this even coming to? I just kind of started rambling and not realizing what I was saying anymore. But I don't know. I guess my point of being, a lot has changed in the past few years, and I feel like, I don't know. I've been really hard on myself because of that. Because I expected it to be at least a little further. Because I don't know. I'm virtually nowhere, it feels like, am I on Twitch. I hit 300 recently, which I don't know. I don't even know if I said it in this version of the video anymore. If it was in my first recording of this video, shit. But I'm very thankful that I am at 300 followers now. That I hit 300 followers before my 3rd anniversary. I'm very thankful for that. It does really make me happy to know that I hit that goal before I expected. But I don't know. I expected to be probably, I don't know, at least like 500 followers by now. Especially when I know a few people who have recently just started being VTubers and who are already almost at like 1,000 followers within a few months of being one. And there's so many people on Twitter that I see that blow up with just like a few engagement posts and who haven't even started streaming yet, and they're at thousands of followers. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? What do I gotta do for that? And it's, I don't know. It feels cool to in a lot of people I know. I'm usually the longest, like the streamer who's been in the VTuber space the longest. But then I also am the one with the least to show for it, so that really is demotivating in a lot of sense. And this isn't me, I don't know if I said this already, but this isn't me calling people out or calling anyone out specifically. I'm glad that people I know are doing well for themselves as creators. That makes me really happy for them. But what I'm trying to say is that it's demotivating to be as far as I am, and when compared to the people around me, I have virtually nothing to show for it. So that's a big dampener on motivation when it comes to streaming, which is a shame. It's my favorite thing to do. I love doing this shit. Like, it makes me so happy to do this, but it kind of it's hard sometimes. It's definitely hard sometimes. As I've been mentioning, I've been pretty lucky for the most part. I haven't gotten hit with much of it until more recently, I suppose. But I've been using Twitter more recently. I've been using Twitter more recently, so that it adds up. But I haven't gotten hit with much like bigotry or homophobia or transphobia much before, which is, I'm very lucky and thankful for that. But recently, it's kind of been a little crazy. It's been a little crazy recently. And so that's obviously a dampener on motivation to do anything. And, I mean, you look at the fucking world around us, and you're like, well, we're fucking dying. World's ending. The fucking US feels like we're on the verge of a new civil war, I feel like, which is horrifying. Look at the world around us. There's wars going on everywhere. It's fucking Armageddon is happening. It's horrifying. And so that's just that is, what's the point of getting out of bed, it feels like half the time, because of that shit. But I don't know what I'm trying to even get to. I guess there isn't really a point to this. Sometimes you just want to talk just to talk. And this is supposed to just be a peek into my head of, I can't even do what I like to do, dude. I've had working on this game since like what? I forget, early this year. Sorry, not early last year, Jesus. I feel like almost since, I think near end December of 2023, I've been working on this game called Where's the Starlight, and it could have been done months and months and months ago. The first chapter could have been done months ago. And I've just procrastinated this shit so much. Just because, I don't know, my motivation to work on it is just, it grows weaker and weaker so more often. Not because I don't like working on it. I think working on it is very fun. I really enjoy it. I like trying to tell the story that I want to tell with it. But I open it up and I just sit there. I'm like, I know what I need to do, and I know a lot of it isn't hard. Some of it's pretty tedious, but I don't mind doing it. But I sit there, I'm just like, no, I'll do it tomorrow. And tomorrow comes, and it's still today. Tomorrow never comes. It sucks. And I don't know. The more that kind of stuff goes on, the harder it is to do anything. Not just content creation. But I don't know. Maybe you watch this and you feel it, in some sense, whether you're a VTuber or streamer, or video creator, or just some person who just clicked on the video just to watch. Hi, thank you for making this far. You're kind of crazy for watching 20 minutes of me fucking ranting because I'm going crazy. But I don't know. Maybe you found some sort of similarities to yourself in this, and you know that you're not alone, because I know I'm not alone, and that's a comforting feeling. No one should ever have to be alone, because in my opinion, there's almost nothing worse than feeling like you've got no one who's got your back, or that there's no one who can relate to you around you, because that shit sucks. That really blows in a way I can't even describe. But I don't know. I guess this is partly a vow to myself of I want to stop with all the VTuber stuff I keep talking about. I want to stop making stuff that, well, here's the thing. I make stuff that just makes me happy, right? But I don't know. I wanna kind of vow to myself to do stuff without the thought of, is this gonna pop off or do good at all? I just kind of wanna edit or put together a video and just be able to put it out and not have to think about numbers of, oh, I wonder if this will blow up a little bit, or I wonder if this will get more than average views. I wonder if this will go near 100 views or whatever, or I wonder if this stream I'll get a new follower or whatever, right? Because I don't like thinking about numbers. I hate thinking about numbers. I hate talking about numbers so much. But at my point, it's kind of difficult to not look at the numbers and think of, what do I have to show for myself for it? And it blows. But I don't know. If you made it this far, thank you. I don't know why you watched this far. But maybe I'll try posting more on YouTube here. I don't know if I properly will. I'm much more active on Twitch if you're interested in seeing what I do. But thanks for listening to me ramble. I appreciate it. Because sometimes you just need to scream out to the void, and that's kind of what this is. It's my state of mind. It's speaking to me. Did any of this make sense? I don't know. But I don't know. It was a little refreshing to get this off my chest, I suppose. I know I'm going on for nearly half an hour now, and I'm still talking. I didn't expect this kind of to go like this. I don't know. This is very unscripted. I don't even have bullet points written down, and I probably should have. A big thing with me is just motivation. I want to be able to do the stuff I really want to do, but I just don't have the motivation to do it. And I think a lot of that with my content has stemmed from, I feel like I have nothing to show for myself for it. And when I see a lot of people around me are at my numbers, very close to my numbers, or have passed my numbers in significantly less time. So I don't know. I say to myself, I'm clearly doing something wrong, but then I look at what I'm doing, and I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Like, I'm doing stuff that I think is really good, and from a lot of people that I see, in some instances, I look at people's content, I'm like, and again, this isn't necessarily trying to call people out of saying like they make shit content, but I look at my stuff compared to some people's, I'm like, what makes this so much more interesting than what I do, right? And recently, I feel like I just haven't been able to put my A game out and forward, just because this stuff has been really eating at me. I would say like my stream minimum, like my desired stream minimum is 4 hours. That's how long I want to be. That's how long I want to be live for, at least, right? But recently, it's been like 2-hour streams, and I feel so bad for it, right? I feel shitty because I feel like I feel like I get nothing done in that time for stream. I feel like I just didn't have I didn't put on my A game as a creator, as an entertainer in that time, which is part why I end early, because I'm like I'm getting nothing burgers done. It feels like this stream. Oh no. Oh no. Hopefully something turns around with self-motivation. Maybe I find a new tactic or something, or whatever. But thanks for being here. And if you're subscribed to the channel, if you're following the Twitch, thank you for supporting me. It means the world to me. It really does. This stuff's my favorite thing to do, and it makes me happy to see that there's people out there who do genuinely like what I do, and that do genuinely want to support me and see me go far. That stuff does really make me happy, and it does give me motivation to keep going. So, if you're out there and you're in a similar boat as me, or or you just relate to just not having the motivation to do anything, I know how much it sucks, and you're not alone, but at least I keep telling myself it'll get better, and I think it will get better eventually, with time. Time is the healer of all wounds, they say, which I don't necessarily believe in that itself, but I do think with enough time, you can pick up all your pieces again and find something that works for you, as long as you wake up in the morning and get out of bed, you get a cup of coffee, you have some breakfast, and you get just one thing done. That's good enough sometimes, you know. Sometimes even just getting up in the morning and getting dressed is enough, because sometimes you just have really shitty days that you can't get anything done. And sometimes just getting up and getting dressed is enough. And if you have days where you're able to get a lot done, you should be proud of that stuff, because it's very difficult to do that sometimes. To be able to wake up and just have the motivation to do several things, it can be very difficult for a lot of people to do that. So be proud of yourself if you can get up and get the things you need to do get done, because that is very important to pump yourself up when you deserve it. And no, don't forget, you're not alone. There's people around you that care and are willing to help you if you just ask for it. I myself really suck at asking for help. I'm awful with asking for help, because in my head, I know this is a really like bad trait for me, but I think to myself, like, if I can't do this by myself, if I can't do this alone, if I have to go ask for help, then what good am I at this if I can't do it myself? It kind of translates into my gaming as well, actually, where I force myself to play games on the hardest difficulty usually, because I think to myself, I'm like, if I can't beat this on like hard mode, what good am I at this? Like, gaming's like the one thing I got going for me in life, and if I can't beat this game on hard mode, what do I got going for me at that point? And that's a very bad trait to have, and very bad way of dictating self-worth. Oh no, this was nice to get out on the chest, off my chest, I suppose. But you're not alone. Sometimes just getting up and saying good morning to someone is enough. And if you struggle with your own self-motivation, it's all right to not have the motivation to do anything some days. Because everyone's lives are different, and just because your struggles aren't the same as someone else's struggles doesn't mean they're any less important. Doesn't mean they're any less hard for you, because everyone's lives are different. But thanks for being here, and thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a good day. I hope this brought some motivation for yourself. Like, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed. I've been Alwis's Uzuo, And I'll see you another time. I'll see you whenever I see you. Uh, bye bye.